Who the evidence implicates. These brave victims who have stepped forward deserve nothing less.
This one's intense, guys. CNN just dropped a bomb, leaked audio that allegedly captures Diddy in a disturbing moment involving a young boy at an audition. The details are beyond shocking, and if this audio is legit, it could shake Diddy's empire to the core. Let's dive into what went down and why everyone's calling this a game changer.
Shut them down. In terms of the minors, I'm not surprised because, again, if you think about it, teenager or a young adult, 19 or 20, 18, 17, when they're at those ages, their careers are just starting. And what I'm thinking is they are probably looking at Sean Combs and idealizing him and thinking.
Civil lawsuits accuse the hip-hop mogul of horrific sexual assault in one case against a 10-year-old boy. Senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katrisky here with the details. Good morning.
So here's the backstory. This all goes down in 2005. A 10-year-old boy, let's call him John Doe, was an aspiring rapper with big dreams. Like so many young kids who look up to Diddy as this ultimate music icon, his parents, they were doing everything they could to get him in the right rooms, even flying him from LA to New York for auditions and meetings. And guess who was on that list of people to meet? Yep, Sean Diddy Combs himself. The boy was all nerves, thinking this was his big break. He's just 10 years old, sitting in a hotel room, performing rap songs he's probably rehearsed 100 times. Diddy was there, watching, maybe even nodding along. Now, here's where things take a dark turn. According to John Doe's complaint, after he performed, Diddy allegedly told him he could make him a star. But then he hits him with this question: how badly do you want it?
It's real talk, man. You heard about how they shopping around a Diddy sex tape that he got with a male A-lister? You heard about that?
So I heard it last night, and it was something about, they say he was standing at a table. They say the shirt that he wore to the VMA say something about God is great. But in the video, they got pictures of him standing in the background while a woman is being sexually pleased, but she under the influence. And they say it's white substance on her nose. You can clearly see that. And they saying in another video, they have him and an A-lister young male.
John Doe probably didn't even realize the weight of that question. He told Diddy he'd do anything, which for a youngin' just means he's ready to work hard. But allegedly, Diddy had other ideas. What happens next is straight out of a nightmare. John Doe claims he was given a drink that made him feel funny, like something was off. And this is where it's about to get disturbing. The lawsuit alleges that after he drank it, he lost control, couldn't move right. And then, Diddy supposedly did the unthinkable. We're talking about accusations of forced acts, threats, and power being used in the worst way possible. By the time he came to, he was in pain, his clothes were messed up, and Diddy allegedly warned him to keep quiet, threatening his family. When he finally told his parents, they didn't go public. They were scared, probably feeling that a powerful man like Diddy could ruin their lives. But now, with John Doe all grown up, he's speaking out. But let's get real here. Those two young rappers from the lawsuit aren't the only ones who might have some heavy baggage from their time with Diddy. Nope, because there are two major names that pop up in this conversation, and those are Justin Bieber and Usher. Both of them took Diddy's mentorship back in the day, and the more we look at it, the more suspicious it seems.
I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So, and we gonna go full crazy.
Now, Justin's journey from small-town YouTuber to worldwide sensation is known all over. But a part of his story that's getting renewed attention is his connection to Diddy. See, Diddy didn't discover Justin, that was Usher's move, but he definitely took Justin under his wing. Back then, he was showing Justin what the big life was like, introducing him to the glitz and glam of fame. But with these new charges coming up, fans can't help but look back at Diddy's mentorship with a lot more suspicion. There's one clip specifically from 2009, where Diddy and Justin are spending a weekend together. And Diddy, he says right on camera, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, and what we're doing, we can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. Now, maybe that sounded playful at the time, but today, it's definitely raising eyebrows. And it didn't stop there. In another clip, Diddy's asking Justin why they haven't been hanging out like they used to, and Justin looks seriously uncomfortable, saying he's all good. It's almost like he's trying to brush off the question and keep it moving. Fans are watching these moments now and wondering if there's a lot more going on behind that awkward smile.
Man, you good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Correct. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
Usher too spent his early days under Diddy's guidance, and that mentorship has people speculating. Diddy brought Usher into his world as a teenager, showing him the ropes of the industry and the lifestyle that came with it. Back then, it probably seemed like a dream come true for Usher. But today, the same mentorship has people questioning what Usher might have experienced, and if he was dealing with more than just music lessons.
When P. Diddy has a hold of Justin Bieber, he now owns half of those codes. If Usher had the same contract and trafficked Bieber out to P. Diddy, okay, Usher and P. Diddy now have parts of Justin Bieber's contract. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if one goes down, the other side of the code has to go down.
But John Doe isn't the only one. Enter Allie Carter. Her name's been circulating for a minute now, and if her allegations are true, they paint an even darker picture of Diddy's world. Allie claims that she was there, she saw things that would leave anyone shook. Her story? She was trafficked to these so-called elite parties, where powerful men did things in the shadows that they wouldn't dare show in the daylight. According to Allie, these weren't just parties. They were rituals. She said, "I witnessed it all. It was something much more sinister." And Diddy was supposedly right there at the center of it, pulling strings and using his power to exploit the young and vulnerable. Now, Allie's account brings up one big question. Just how long has this been going on? She's made it clear she's speaking out to expose what she calls the hidden truths about the entertainment industry. And let's be real, if even a fraction of what she's saying is true, it's enough to make anyone side-eye this whole industry. To make things worse, Allie claims these rituals involved youngins and that they were filmed. If that's the case, this isn't just a celebrity scandal, this is criminal on another level. And it's not the first time we've heard about something like this tied to Diddy. Now let's talk about Courtney Burgess. He's someone who claims to have been close to Diddy's world back in the day. And his testimony? It's adding even more fuel to this fire. According to Burgess, he saw tapes like actual footage of Diddy with young, vulnerable people. And here's the craziest part. He says there were 8 different tapes, with 2 of the people on those tapes being underage. Imagine that. If these tapes exist, and if they show what Burgess is claiming, it could blow this case wide open. He said on News Nation's Banfield that he saw celebrities in those tapes looking out of it, clearly under the influence of something. But he didn't stop there. Burgess claims that all of them looked like victims.
Out of those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women, how many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
2 males. And of those 8 celebrities, how many of them were intoxicated or under the influence of drugs?
This is going to be all speculation. I just want to preface it by he wouldn't know if they were. Right.
Sure.
Appear to
Let
be.
me rephrase it.
Based on, yes.
Understand. Out of the 8 celebrities who were recorded.
Now here's where it gets even wilder. Apparently, these tapes were given to Burgess by Diddy's ex, Kim Porter. She allegedly handed over 11 flash drives and a manuscript that supposedly detailed her time with Diddy. But why would she hand these over? Did she know this would all come crashing down eventually? Or was it her way of making sure the truth got out, even if it wasn't safe for her to do so herself? This kind of evidence, if it holds up, could spell the end for Diddy. And if this witness is legit, it's going to be tough for Diddy's team to argue that this is all just some big misunderstanding. Here's where things get even darker, though. This isn't just a one-off situation. There's a clear pattern here. We've got John Doe, Allie Carter, and Courtney Burgess, each with their own stories, but they all paint Diddy as this predator who used his fame and power to target the most vulnerable. And let's not forget, Allie Carter isn't alone. Diddy's been hit with over 100 allegations, all claiming mistreatment, manipulation, and more. This isn't just a scandal, this is a blueprint of how one man could allegedly get away with some of the worst stuff imaginable. These lawsuits aren't just rumors, they're actual cases filed by people who've had enough. And Diddy? He's got a trial date set for May 2025. His lawyers are saying all of this is bogus, that it's some media smear campaign. But with so many people speaking out, it's hard to imagine all of them are lying. And get this. Tony Busby, the lawyer repping over 100 of these victims, says he's filing cases weekly. He's out here making sure everyone gets a shot at justice, and he's not backing down. You know the internet had to weigh in on this, and fans are pissed. One comment summed it up, saying, "I believe he invited victims wanting to be helped in the industry, and then they were victimized while being recorded. He then used those recordings to control them." And honestly, that reaction speaks volumes. People are feeling like this is bigger than Diddy, this is about justice for all those voices that were silenced, all those careers that never got a fair shot because of one man's power trip. Another person wrote, "This thing is going to blow up the second those tapes come out. I'm willing to bet all the dirt he has on people that he invited to his parties without them knowing what they were getting themselves into is what has allowed him to fly under the radar for so long. No more." There's a sense that finally this hidden world is being exposed. People are angry, yeah, but they're also hopeful. Like maybe, finally, the truth is catching up to Diddy. This case could end Diddy's career for good. The trial's set, the evidence is stacking up, and with every new testimony, things look worse for him. But here's the thing, this isn't just about Diddy, it's about everyone who's used their power to prey on the young, the vulnerable, those who had no one to turn to. And maybe, just maybe, this case will be the turning point. What do you think? Is this finally the end for Diddy, or is there more yet to come? Drop your thoughts below and make sure to hit that like and subscribe for all the updates, because this story's far from over.